Methamphetamines are one of the very few drugs that constantly amaze me, namely for the fact that it you can only take it in one way, and that's you have to eat it. It's not a pill. It's not you can't inject it into your arm. You can't snort it. You can't crush it up, and you have to eat it to get the effect. Some of the myths include people think it's a hallucinogen. It's not. It's a stimulant. It causes holes in your brain. It might cause holes in your cognition, which basically means it affects you psychologically. And a lot of people think that you'll die 5 years after the first dose. All of it depends on how potent it is and how much you use it. Now, I might be getting ahead of myself here. Wait, no I'm not. I don't have any more jokes for this bit. Start the video, you goddamn idiot.
Now to help me out here, I'm going to enlist the help of one of my favorite games, Payday 2. There are two reasons that I wanted to have this game here. First, I wanted to show a mission in which you have to cook meth, and I also wanted an excuse to show footage of me hitting a SWAT officer with a comically large 24-karat GigaChat spoon. This next segment will mostly comprise of what the drug is and how it got into the USA. The drug originated in Japan after a chemist named Nagai Nagayoshi managed to discover one of the active ingredients and components in methamphetamines, which is called ephedrine. Some of the street names for methamphetamines are crystal meth, crank, ice, speed, and just meth, but for the sake of the video, I'm just going to continue to call them meth. If you mix sodium hydroxide, aka caustic soda, with things like muriatic acid and hydrogen chloride, you would typically get a very basic form of meth. Most meths actually contain a lot of different detergents, but because of the effect, not a whole lot of people have tended to care, and we'll get into the effects later. Upon creation, one would typically get something that resembled that of quartz, which is the stuff that glass is made out of. And if you ask me, I wouldn't be surprised if someone did put glass in there. Moving on to the effects of it, after ingesting the drug, you would feel all giddy on the inside, make you want to do stuff and make you feel like you're ready for anything, kind of like Adderall. Some people become really social and some people become really antisocial. There's no set effects, there are only common effects because it affects everyone differently like most drugs do. Now obviously what goes up must come down, and since you're already so high up in the sky, the impact that you're going to have on the ground is going to be massive. If you don't get that joke, it means you're going to have to come down off of your high at some point or another. After you come down off of your high, typically you're going to be real pissy and you're going to want to leave and relax. Usually this is when addiction starts. Soon enough, you're going to develop a tolerance to it. And because of that, you're going to grow into a monstrosity of pure greed, fury, and meth addiction. And if you can't get your hands on that little quartz of happiness and broken dreams, then something's going to happen, and it's not going to be good. The best way that I can describe the addiction is with this.
Hey, everybody, come have dinner in the middle of this minefield. Don't mind the razor wire, we got crumpets.
In all seriousness, though, this is a terrible drug and you should never take it. Even if Joe Biden is making it to where it might be cheaper than gas to just eat some of this, snort cocaine, and run everywhere, I swear to God, if this dude was in Harry Potter, Expecto Patronum would become expensive petroleum. Clearly, one of the best ways to avoid it is just to stay away from people who take it. One of the best ways to stop taking a drug or stop yourself from ever being susceptible to taking a drug is to just not be around people who use it. And I get that there are some people who that's incredibly hard for, and I apologize for those people. Some people do it in their families, some people do it out of depression, but in the long run, everything will just become worse. And this is a great way to segue into the withdrawal symptoms. But first, let's touch on the long-term effects. It can actually actively impair you from being able to experience dopamine the same way. It can induce psychosis, hallucinations, which is probably where the hallucinogenic part of the myth comes in, repetitive motor activity, physical changes in your brain structure and function, which is probably where the holes in your brain myth comes in, memory loss and distractibility, dental issues, weight loss, and several more. With the amount of long-term effects that these things have, they could all probably be put into a Can-Can song. And just so you know, those are only the long-term effects. There's still withdrawal symptoms that I have to go over. Withdrawal symptoms include every ounce of that, alongside chronic migraines, traditional craving, outright violent hostility, and several cases of insomnia. The way that this actually managed to get into the USA was through drug trafficking through Japan and the US. I'm pretty sure it actually passed through Canada at some point, but I couldn't find anything really on how it got here. And with that, I'm getting ready to wrap things up here. Let's see how many spoon kills I got. Huh. Well, look at that. I appreciate you letting me present this and for even watching the video. It was very fun to make. I like telling people things while I do something that's interesting, like playing a game and including a spoon kill counter. I'm kind of proud of myself that I got 8 spoon kills in total. There was a lot of cutout footage, and I rewatched all of it, and I actually got closer to 23 kills. No, that's not at all what the topic was. I just felt like sharing that. I guess this is where I say goodbye, adios, auf Wiedersehen, all the other ways you say goodbye, arrivederci, all that. All of my sources are linked down in the description, and until I see you guys next time, have a good one.